Hello there, I'm Toby and I want to welcome you to the first devlog video of the game I'm working on at the moment. So I have been working on this for roughly a month, although this month was very lazy to be honest. So it's kind of a month. So it's technically a month, but in reality it would be way less than that. However, we still have to cover quite a few things. So yeah, I just start, I think. Okay, so this is my game, what you're seeing at the moment, and very obviously you are the, I don't know, very ugly potato on the left side, I would say. And you can, of course, walk left and right. You cannot jump or anything else. You can basically walk left and right. And you have two things you can do. You can send out what I call at the moment the Wi-Fi signal. I'm not sure if that's actually what it means to be, but at the moment it's a green Wi-Fi signal. And you well can send out a pink Wi-Fi signal, which is wow. Yeah, okay. So there's two rules to these things. So obviously the green one is like the more friendly one, I would say. So if another entity or creature or however you want to call it gets hit by this green Wi-Fi signal, well, gets hit. It receives it. It will be kind of attracted to you. So it will, for example, walk towards you. And if it gets hit by the pink one, it will walk away from you. So if I stand here and I use the pink one, this strange box thing will walk away from me. And well, now I can't reach it anymore, so I have to restart the level, of course. In contrast to that, if you use the green signal, it works towards you and it will fall down. And because somewhere hidden down there, there's actually a ground, you can now obviously walk on top of it. So yeah, basically that's one of the levels I have at the moment. And the other one is basically this. You have this guy here at the bottom, which I've at the moment call a reindeer because if it walks to the left side, it actually has ears. So I don't know if you see that. So now when walking to the left, it has ears for some reason. On the right, it does not have. And there was this little guy on the wall. And if they meet each other, the reindeer thingy will kind of eat the other one. And by that, it will stop. And as you see, it kind of now has this circle on the back of it. So it also reacts on the green and the red signal, or the green and the pink signal at the moment. It should actually be red, but for some reason I made it pink. So if I here send out the green signal, it will actually turn towards me. And if I stand on top of it, or well, kind of on top of it, like here or here, and I use the pink signal, it will teleport me upwards. It kind of uses the energy it has stored on its back, and with that it will teleport me, and after that it will walk around again, and you see to the left side it has ears, and to the right it has not, because I'm stupid, probably. So yeah, and by that we can obviously overcome this obstacle, and that's it. And here's another level I also have made, and so the left guy is again walking on the wall up and down, and there's this reindeer guy, and the left guy, you can also interact with that one, however not with the green signal. So if I send out the green signal, you see here this guy, it always wants to turn towards you, but the guy on the left doesn't care at all. It only reacts on the red signal actually. And what it will do, wait, I can slow the whole thing down. It will kind of teleport itself one field forwards or one square forwards diagonally, which maybe in the future will actually be just a jump or something, but at the moment it just gets teleported because I obviously don't have animations. And so what happens if it's like here and I do that, it will teleport into the air and then will fall down. And I can also do this like here, and by that bring it back to the wall again, because if it's done in near a wall, it will attach towards that. This also works at the ceiling. Wait, so there. So we can also make that at the ceiling. However, we don't need that. We obviously have to get it down to the reindeer. And so if we use it when standing on the ledge of this ground, it will do that, as you have seen, probably, hopefully. And it will by that basically jump down this step here. And then obviously the reindeer here is filled again, and we can make it turn towards us, and we can teleport ourselves over the obstacle. And that's basically how the game will work. And there will be obviously a lot more entities or creatures, or however I want to call them, or robots in the future, and they will be able to do a lot of things and all that stuff. And that's basically my game idea at the moment. This idea obviously is kind of stolen, like almost all game ideas. So if you want to see a game that actually does that, there obviously is a game, and it's called Tokitori 2, and it came out 2013. And there's a very cool video of Mark Brown from Game Maker's Toolkit. I probably think you know that. At least I think most gaming people might know of him, or at least most like game programmers know about him, I would say, or at least game designers. Um, and so yeah, that's basically that game, and with all the stuff I have shown you, that's already existing. So if I show you a little scene of that, you also have a very ugly potato-like character, and here it can, instead of having a green and pink Wi-Fi signal, it can whistle and stomp, and basically that's just exactly what I showed you a few minutes back in my game. Then there's obviously other creatures like this bird, which can take you away, and there all the other stuff. So it's just a 5-minute video, and I will link to it in the description of the video, so you might want to watch it. Yeah, there's also other stuff like water that makes grass grow and all the other things. Um, Other than that, so I said I worked on it for a month, which mostly is the reason that's mostly due to the reason that I'm writing it completely on my own, or mostly on my own. So I do not use a pre-built engine or something like Unity or Unreal. Um, I mean, it's not because they're bad or something. Well, at least Unity is not bad. I don't want to speak of the other one. Holy no, but has to stay there. Um, it's just mostly that I really like doing stuff on my own, and I don't know, it's also very interesting. And I don't know, you also have way more control, and you afterwards you know how the stuff actually works. So I think it's way more interesting doing this stuff on my own. So I have written everything here basically on my own. Um, and that's why it has taken quite a bit of time. So I also have, obviously, I have an editor for my game, a very ugly one, but it at least works. So I can open this window here, and I only have 3 different tiles, which is the background. So basically, no tiling, and I obviously have the walls, and I do have water, but actually nothing in the game cares about water, so we just ignore it. It's just there so that it's there, basically. So, and I also can add new entities. They are not shown here, which is totally stupid, but that's just how my editor works at the moment. It can show images. I mean, you saw that those are sprites basically as well, but I don't know. I didn't do it here because I'm lazy or I'm stupid. I don't know. And then we can obviously add stuff here. So here it's called this guy here is called the battery because the game, at least at the beginning, was kind of meant to be more robotics themed. Maybe that will come back in the future. I don't really know yet. And yeah, so it's at the moment called the battery, and the reindeer guy is called normal because I don't know, it's pretty normal. I don't know. Um, yeah, and we have those boxes. So yeah, and then if we start the game, the stuff will obviously fall down. Yeah, I mean it's a very easy editor, and it at least works. And what we also can do, we can right click on any entity, and then we get a little window of some of its values. So the UI is obviously also made by myself, which can be seen by how ugly it is at the moment. I really don't know why it's white on red. Why did I choose such an ugly scheme? I really don't know. It will be redone in the future, but at the moment this is of no real concern to me, I think. So yeah, and we obviously, like in game mode, we can see, like, for example, this is this reindeer dude guy, and it tells me that it looks to the left. It tells me that it's filled, so filled kind of means it has this bubble on the back, so we can also remove that or put it back. And then here it tells you how it moves at the moment. So there are different kinds of moves. So yeah, I don't know, this one. So yeah, this battery guy here, it tells it it's moved, and it also tells you like in which direction it moves. And then there's some entity specific stuff. So this guy, since it can walk on the ceiling and on walls, it also calls like the ground direction, which means like on which side is it connected to a wall. So in this case, it's, well, at the bottom, so down. Yeah, and also in which direction it looks, and all those things, right? And yeah, that's basically the editor of my game, and I've shown you the game. There are some other things left. How long am I recording? Well, 12 minutes. Oh god, this shouldn't be too long. Um, what I've also done is I have written a Visual Studio Code extension as a to-do list, which is really helping, I think. So it's basically text-based, and I can sort it by the four different categories I have. So it kind of has a type of task. So that means, wait, I can sort it by that. So like the plus one, that is like a feature, and we have like smaller features, and the red stuff is basically like a severe bug, and the orange one is like a normal bug, and then we have like tiny bugs, and this is some stuff for the future, and code refactorings, and those things are kind of nice to have things. So, and you can also sort it by like the finish date. So when I finished stuff, so you can see here that I'm really lazy, and I'm very often just doing like 2 or 3 things a day. Yeah, like I said, the month was really lazy. I was just finished with university, and well, it was August. It was very hot. People had holidays, and so I didn't do much in general, I think. I hope September is getting better. Yeah, other than that, you can also sort by the version. So I don't know, I have like versioning. So at the moment, I'm almost at version 0.1 after this devlog video. Again, afterwards, I will like the stuff for September. I don't know if people are interested in what I will do in the future. I will have to do the all the rendering in OpenGL. So at the moment it's a software renderer, so I write the stuff directly to to like a buffer, and then send the buffer to Windows and say, well, draw that. And that's really slow and ugly. And so I will redo that. And I do have some backend stuff to do, and well, some more entities that I have to add. Yeah, and I also can't undo stuff at the moment, which you can also don't do in the game I showed you, and I really hated that. So having not having an undo feature in such a game is really stupid and annoying. Never do that, and so that's something I really want to have very early on, and it's really not complicated to do. And so yeah, those are the plans basically for September, and maybe redo some of the IMGUI stuff, so the immediate mode graphical user interface. Yeah. In this month, I've also done more. I have done meta programming, but that will be too much for this video, I guess. So it's already over 15 minutes long, and I haven't talked about everything yet. I think I will just put that in a future video if people are interested. If people are not interested, I will still talk about it in the future. I don't know. Those videos at the moment I think are more for myself than for others. So if I do those videos, I will at least do stuff. So yeah, so I very shortly, so I basically, depending on the code I have written, I automatically create more code. For example, the editor code you just saw, where I could edit the entities, that was automatically generated, and I have automatically generated the print functions. And in the future, there will also be automatically generated serialization. So at the moment, that was done by myself, but in the future, that will also be done automatically. And yeah, that's called meta programming, or whatever you call it nowadays, like reflection based or whatever programming. There's more names than that. I don't know. I just call it meta programming. I don't know. Other people might call it different things. Yeah. Other than that, I want to give a shout out at the end because I haven't done exactly everything in this program on my own. So what I have done, I have followed this huge tutorial. Well, at least I've followed the beginning of it. So there's this online series which is called Handmade Hero, and it is done by Casey Muratori. And at the moment, it has 620 videos, which is ridiculous, honestly. And there you're told, or well, he tells you, or he live codes and game engine and how all that stuff works and all those things. And if you're really interested in how that works and how game engines work, or if you want to write that yourself, or if you're interested in how Windows works, or how computers in general work, or hardware and all those things, this is a really amazing series that you probably should watch, or at least part of. So people normally say, well, people, well, there's kind of a whole network spawned around that series, which is called the Handmade network. And normally it is agreed upon that you should kind of watch the first 25 episodes, which in general means 25 hours plus another 25 hours of Q&A. Well, no, a bit less. I think the Q&A only is half an hour per episode or something. But it's a lot of stuff, but you probably can do that in 1 week if you do nothing else. And it's really informative. And yeah, after the day 25, you get all your back end stuff. You have that done, like your um, windowing stuff and input handling, output handling, like sound and rendering. And it is really informative. And like I said, it's made by Casey Muratori. If you don't know him, who are you? No, okay, he's not that famous, I would say, although the chance that you have played something with his software in it is huge. So if you play computer games, it is very likely that you have played stuff where his code was in, because he worked on the Granny 3D thing, which, well, isn't really part of the game itself, but it's kind of a 3D animation system, and that is basically in every game out there. So you can check that out if you want to. And it says it's like used in over 5,000 games. So it's really likely that you actually have used code of him, and he's like in the industry for like 30 years. So you should really check that out. and I don't know, you should also probably check out more stuff of my channel. Well, which isn't there at the moment, but hopefully in the future. And I would really appreciate, I don't know, if I don't know what's possible on YouTube. You can like the video and all those stuff, and subscribe to my channel, and that would be really awesome. You can also write how awful you think that is, or how awful my stupid German accent sounds, or that you really don't care about my game. That would be really mean, but that would be okay. Other than that, I really thank you that you stayed until the end. It was over 20 minutes. Oh god, that was way too long. The future videos will be shorter. Um, I don't know yet how often I will do them. Maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, or once a fortnight if you're very British. Um, Other than that, that's about it. Thank you for staying, and until I don't know, until some point in the future. Bye.